Got nothing to worry about. I love my women. Hey, when I take a picture with a girl, I make sure my hand is in the front. Then nobody, you can see both of my hands. You know, I'm not that close to you. Hey, it's a routine, and I make sure I only take pictures with females when she's around.
It's like you so caught up in being in love with this, bro. I don't even think this woman really loved you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here? What's keeping you here then? If I'm not your type, that means you going off looks. So what's keeping you here? You gotta ask, but you young though. But you gotta ask yourself them questions.
Them same tats too.
A eater. Ain't no way.
3 years ago, they've been together for 5 years. That's that same tat. And my boy in that bitch putting her to work.
Ain't no way.
Travis Hunter might be walking straight into the biggest financial nightmare of his life before he even sets foot on an NFL field. Word out here is his wife, Leanna Lenny, is pushing for a mind-blowing $40 million in their divorce settlement, a number that's nearly neck and neck with the $46 million rookie deal he just signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's not just a little drama, that's career-crushing danger. Yeah, he's sitting on a fat $30 million signing bonus, but let's be real, a payout like that could flip his whole bank account upside down before his career even takes off. Folks are asking the only question that matters. Could this divorce check be the thing that wipes him out before he even gets a chance to build his legacy? The drama kicked into overdrive when Leanna hopped online with a teary-eyed video, all emotional in front of the camera, right when she was already getting dragged across social media. She didn't say why she was crying, but the timing had everybody connecting the dots quick. Next thing you know, the internet started dissecting every little detail of their relationship, digging up old clips, analyzing her posts, and claiming the warning signs were always there hiding in plain sight. And here's where it takes a crazy twist. Their wedding didn't happen in Georgia, Florida, or anywhere tied to their roots. Nope. Leanna handpicked Chattanooga, Tennessee. At first, she told Travis it was because the spot was the perfect venue. But now, people are convinced it was a calculated move. See, Tennessee has some of the loosest divorce laws in the country. You can literally collect alimony without being married for any set amount of time. Translation, you could say I do one night, file for divorce the very next day, and still walk away with a massive bag. Clips have been flying all over TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, breaking down Tennessee's marriage laws and how they could become the golden ticket to Leanna's big payday. But the plot thickens. Travis didn't even lock down a prenup, and this is after lawyers, retired NFL stars, and even influencers were publicly offering to draft him one for free.
They got married in Tennessee, where there's no time limit for a spouse to become eligible for alimony, as long as there's a financial need. Come to find out, it was her idea to get married in Tennessee because of this luxury venue.
Now everybody's clowning him online, saying this might end up being the most expensive yes he'll ever say in his life. And if that wasn't enough to make the internet explode, sharp-eyed fans noticed one more major red flag, and it was sparkling right there on her finger. Fans swear this was the very first loud warning sign about what Leanna's real priorities might have been. Right after everybody started side-eyeing that Tennessee wedding choice, the spotlight shifted straight to her hand, and what they saw had the internet losing its mind. Sitting bold on her ring finger wasn't just a diamond, it was a tattoo of a dollar sign staring back at everybody like a billboard. Now sure, some folks tried to play it off, saying it was just her showing love for Lil Wayne and his whole money over everything vibe, but the rest of the internet wasn't buying that excuse for a second. To them, it looked like a not-so-subtle reminder that she was loyal to the bag first and to Travis second. One person even went viral with the comment, "Bro's cooked and he doesn't even know it." Tell me that's not wild. Ain't no way that's just a harmless coincidence. And here's the kicker. This whole money first theory didn't just pop up from thin air. Leanna's own words had already been sparking suspicion for a while. Back in 2022, during a joint sit-down interview with Travis, she flat out admitted that he wasn't her type at first. and she wasn't talking about his face or his style either. She doubled down, saying the real reason was because he was younger and had a history of cheating on his ex. And no, she wasn't smiling or cracking jokes when she dropped that bomb. Her exact words had people's eyebrows hitting the ceiling like, did she really just say that on camera?
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type.
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to like be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends.
But the real side-eye moment came in public with the cameras rolling for everybody to see. Once that old not my type clip started circling again, fans dug up one of the most viral moments in their whole relationship. It happened on Heisman night, one of the biggest stages of Travis's college career. The room was electric. Travis's name was being celebrated. The crowd jumped to their feet cheering. And Leanna, she stayed seated, stone-faced. It took Coach Deion Sanders himself nudging her just to get her to stand up. That clip is still floating around like Exhibit A in the internet's case against her, being replayed over and over like the ultimate red flag. And before people could even finish debating that awkward moment, another clip dropped less than 48 hours later and fanned the flames even more. This time, it was at an Adidas event. Travis was out there laughing, vibing with fans, soaking up the love, and Leanna, she looked straight up annoyed. In earshot of cameras, she let it slip. What do you want me to do? I'll just sit here? And the wildest part, she wasn't even trying to whisper it. Those Heisman and Adidas clips quickly became side-by-side receipts all over social media. And it wasn't just about her staying seated or looking annoyed. Fans were locked in on the whole vibe. People kept saying it felt like Leanna was totally checked out right at the moments when any other partner would be front row, screaming, clapping, and hyping their spouse up. Instead, she looked like she wanted to be anywhere else but there, and that energy spoke louder than words. Leanna tried spinning it later. She claimed she stayed seated during the Heisman moment because she didn't want to be in the shot, and at the Adidas event, she was supposedly confused about where to stand. But the internet wasn't buying that weak explanation, especially after the next bombshell clip that surfaced. Because what people found next made everything click even harder, and it came straight out of Leanna's own mouth. In a resurfaced interview, she was laughing while telling this wild story about how Travis used to drive her to parties, park outside, and literally wait for hours until she was done. She bragged that he never complained, never asked her to stop, and didn't even mind her drinking, even though Travis doesn't drink at all. And this wasn't some whisper from a mystery insider. Nope, this was Leanna herself on camera, saying it with pride.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink. And I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying, and then take us.
The internet instantly paired that clip with footage of her out dancing, drinking, and partying with her friends, turning it into a viral theory. Leanna seemed more invested in her own fun than in Travis's world. People said it painted the picture of a man head over heels doing everything for his girl while she was living life like she was single. That's when the warning signs really started stacking up, and not just from random fans behind keyboards. The noise got so loud that NFL vets and even comedians started stepping in, throwing advice at Travis like red flags in the middle of a game. And when that party story clip went viral, the concern hit different because it came from people who've been through that storm themselves. Coach Deion Sanders, who had his own messy public marriage drama back in the day, didn't bite his tongue for a second. On camera, he flat out told Travis he needed to get a prenup. No hesitation, no sugarcoating, just straight up game. Then comedian Godfrey threw himself into the conversation, and he wasn't holding back one bit. He said straight up that Leanna only really started messing with Travis once she realized he was about to be NFL money, and he pointed to her "he wasn't my type" confession as the biggest red flag of them all. The way he broke it down had the internet nodding their heads like, yep, man's telling the truth. But it didn't stop there. Former NFL wide receiver Dez Bryant stepped up next, and his warning came out raw and uncut. He told Travis straight to his face, "She loves the attention way more than you. She thinks she's your equal. There's a woman out there who will make your life easy and respect you. She's just a headache." That line hit the timeline like thunder, loud, sharp, and impossible to ignore. And just when people thought the list of critics couldn't get any crazier, Bow Wow slid into the chat with a warning that broke the internet in half. He didn't try to play nice, didn't sugarcoat anything. He directly called Leanna out for thirsting over other men online and told Travis he needed to wake up before it was too late. His delivery had people gasping and cracking up at the same time, but the message was clear as day. Bro, you're in danger. This wasn't noise from trolls or bitter exes either. These were respected voices, people who've been around the industry, lived through similar setups, and recognized the trap Travis might be walking into. But instead of soaking in that wisdom, Travis went on the defensive. When Godfrey spoke his piece, Travis didn't let it slide. He jumped straight into the comments, firing shots. You know her. Number so, don't speak on my relationship. You old as hell. Move on with your life. No filter, no hesitation, just pure clapback energy. When Dez Bryant's words started trending, Travis stayed silent in public, but his posts and his vibe made it crystal clear. He wasn't letting anyone's advice sink in. He wasn't questioning, wasn't second-guessing, wasn't listening. He was locked in on defending Leanna at every single turn. He even addressed the infamous $ tattoo, the one fans swore was her flashing neon prenup loophole. Travis doubled down, saying it had nothing to do with money. It was just because she liked Lil Wayne. But instead of cooling off the speculation, his explanation only lit the internet up even more. People joked that he was twisting himself into knots just to protect an image that didn't add up. Meanwhile, the biggest, loudest red flag of them all, the fact that their wedding went down in Tennessee, the one state where a $40 million alimony play was totally possible, was sitting right there in plain sight, and Travis acted like he couldn't see it. By the time May 2025 rolled around, Travis had heard every warning imaginable from vets, celebs, and everyday fans. But he ignored them all and still marched straight down the aisle with Leanna. And instead of shutting the critics up, the wedding only gave them more ammo than ever before. Because one clip from the reception went nuclear online, with fans convinced they caught Leanna literally dodging a kiss from Travis. People pointed out how not a single clear photo or video showed them kissing during the whole celebration, and that viral clip, fans swore they saw her turn her head at the very last second like she was avoiding him on purpose. Then came the wedding gift reveal, and this one had the internet clutching their phones in disbelief. Travis didn't just buy a gift, he went all out, $500,000 out, dropping a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon in Leanna's lap as her wedding present. Most brides would have screamed, cried, maybe even jumped into their man's arms for something that extravagant, but Leanna's reaction, cold, detached, bored, like he'd just tossed her the keys to a rental at the airport instead of blessing her with a $500,000 luxury ride. That clip spread like wildfire, getting slowed down, replayed, and dissected frame by frame. And fans didn't mince words. They said her lack of emotion spoke louder than anything she could ever say out loud. To them, it wasn't a thank you moment, it was a warning sign. But the microscope didn't stop there. Once the wedding dust cleared, the scrutiny only got heavier. Social media detectives turned into full-time investigators, combing through every new appearance, live stream, or outing the couple had. And with each clip, the so-called cracks in their love story looked deeper and harder to ignore. At a charity gala just weeks after tying the knot, cameras caught Leanna spending most of the night away from Travis. She was floating around the room, chatting it up with industry insiders, snapping selfies with influencers she'd barely met, and barely standing by her husband's side. One viral post summed it up perfectly. She works the room like she's solo. And then came Fashion Week. Travis was hyped, sitting front row at a major designer show, soaking in the spotlight of a big sponsorship moment. But Leanna, her body language became the headline of the night. Clips showed her scrolling through her phone while models walked, giving half-hearted nods to designers, and even leaning back in her chair while Travis leaned forward with genuine excitement. Fans dragged her online, saying she looked like she was counting down the minutes until she could leave. As if that wasn't enough, a casual Instagram live turned into a full-blown controversy. A viewer asked her what her favorite thing about being married was so far, and without hesitation, she laughed, looked off camera, and blurted out, "The perks, obviously," before switching the topic. That one line set TikTok on fire, with users remixing it into parody skits and lip sync trends that made her look even worse. Behind the scenes, the fallout was even messier. Insiders started whispering that Travis's circle was shrinking quick. Friends who had once hyped up the engagement suddenly went silent. Some even unfollowed Leanna and wiped old photos of her off their pages. One sports podcaster even claimed teammates had stopped coming around because they weren't feeling the vibe she brought into the room. And just when Travis thought things couldn't get stickier, the sponsorship rumors hit. Word on the blogs was that at least one major brand was hesitant to use Travis in a couples campaign after those cold reaction clips went viral. Their fear that Leanna's energy might overshadow his marketability, turning Travis from rising star to background character in his own story. By this point, even the most casual observers could see it. This wasn't about one tattoo, one wedding venue, or one awkward clip anymore. It was a pattern, and every new moment seemed to stack higher against Travis's fairy tale ending, turning what should have been a victory lap into a slow-motion train wreck. After the wedding, you'd expect Travis and Leanna to be out here riding that newlywed high, posting lovey-dovey pics, sharing date nights, and milking the spotlight like every other celeb couple does. But instead, they ghosted. These were the same two who once built their whole brand on letting fans inside every milestone, and suddenly the shutters came down. Comment sections locked, no new pics, no gushy posts about each other, nothing but silence. Some fans gave them the benefit of the doubt, saying maybe they were just protecting their peace. But for the crowd that had already been side-eyeing this marriage from day one, it felt less like peace and more like a cover-up. That's when the internet detectives clocked in for overtime, piecing together every old clip, every weird body language moment, and every offhand comment like it was evidence in court. And here's the wild part. The silence didn't kill the speculation, it supercharged it. With nothing fresh to talk about, TikTok and Reddit just kept recycling the same red flag clips, pumping new life into old receipts, and keeping Travis and Leanna trending for all the wrong reasons. Then, just as things were finally starting to cool off, Leanna threw gasoline back on the fire. Out of nowhere, she dropped a video of herself crying. No caption, no context, just raw emotion for the world to see. And the timing, too perfect. It landed right in the middle of all the recycled backlash, and within hours, the comments were exploding with predictions that divorce papers were already in the works. But what really made jaws drop was how that crying video lined up with one specific number. The number folks had been whispering about for months. The number that could turn this whole story from gossip to headline-breaking history. If the rumors are true, we're looking at what could become one of the most expensive rookie divorces in NFL history, a jaw-dropping $40 million. And that's where things stand now, a swirl of speculation, cryptic posts, silent moves, and a marriage that's raising way more questions than answers. So I gotta ask you, is Travis Hunter about to bounce back from this chaos? Or is this game over before the season even kicks off? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more stories they don't want you to hear, and drop your take below. I want to see where you stand. This saga ain't over yet, and trust me, you're not going to want to miss what comes next. See you in the next one.